Hey everybody, welcome back to our neck of the woods. Apologize, it's been a few weeks since we posted anything on the house. Obviously, as you know, I've been working with the Camaro trying to get it back up and running, but I want to give you a video, guys, just this weekend. Just some updates that we have done. There have not been a lot, but I just want to show you what we have been through and what's been going on. All right, so update number one, again, not a lot's been going on. It's been very rainy. The snow has been coming in, and unfortunately having a truck sucks when we're trying to get interior stuff into the house, like more drywall or wood paneling, etc. I obviously don't want to go out in a heavy downpour and snow everywhere and then try and bring that stuff home. We did have power out the other day, so we have to break out the generator every once in a while to get the sump pump running and to power the RV. The onboard battery for an RV will only let the heater run, and the TV and I think the refrigerator, that back slide out there, that's all that the battery will do. But that generator right there can run the RV. We've got the other generator under the house that we have to bring in an extension cord because I was very close on the sump pump overflowing. So that's something else that we have to look into in the future, and that is getting a sump pump with a battery backup, so I do not have to rely on a generator and me running in with an extension cord and constantly keeping an eye on it. Now, as for a big update, I promised you guys this. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on video. My dad and I were just too busy working and trying to get it done and work through our heads of how we're gonna do everything. And on top of that, the second day that we did the back deck here, it was absolutely freezing and pouring and we were soaking wet, and I just cannot record and do work at the same time. But within 2 days, he and I knocked it completely out. I still have some blocking to do, but all of the joists are on. I've got my stairs pretty much planned out for how much stairing I need to come down here. And as we get up on the deck here, you can see finally what I was talking about with having a 2-tier deck system. Reason why I did this is just because while someone's on this lower deck, and let's say we're having a party or get together, I don't know, I just thought it was weird that if someone's standing on the lower deck, you basically can just stare right into everyone in the kitchen. So if I step down here on the lower deck, yeah, I'm 6 foot, so I can see up, but like Erin, for example, she can't like really see into the house. So it keeps the party a little bit more separate and stuff, and it just gave it a different look to the back of the house. So that's finally what you're seeing with the 2-tier deck system. And the stairs that we're gonna go with, because I don't like the feel of the front steps being 2 foot on center, we've dropped down to 16 inches on center. I still have one more that I have to put in, and they still need adjusted and everything, but they will be 6 foot wide with about 3 or so feet on each side, so we can put something over in that corner or that corner, whatever. And these stairs over here, they're gonna go just obviously, as you can see, where the sidewalk is going down there. And then as we step up on our absolute huge deck, it just feels so big. Again, I still have blocking to do throughout all the center, but when we're up over, I think 6.5, almost 7 feet up on here, it just feels and looks absolutely amazing that we can finally see what our property is gonna look like when you're standing out here or when you're in the master bedroom and you have the ability to look out. And there will be stairs over here also, if you guys don't know that. These are obviously gonna be almost 7-8 foot tall by the time we get over here to the low part, but the stairs will drop down there to that over there. And then I think we're gonna eventually do a walkway so that when you leave here, you can get over to the fireplace on a walkway and you can go over to the shed on a walkway. So 2 features that will be coming later down the road. For right now, I just gotta get the rest of these boards cut up that we bought for some blocking, and that's just to help keep this deck a little bit more solid and stable. But this upper deck is completely separated from the lower deck. The only thing that will really be keeping it it tied together is the stair, and we will be doing the same thing we did with the front porch, and that is of course putting all of that well, I don't want to call it shiplap. They're literally just the same stuff we used on the top. These boards over here that I think are like 1x6s, except they're not pre-stained, but they'll go ahead and block everything off down in here. And we've got a hell of a lot of storage again under here, since the back deck here is just, it's way taller than what the front deck actually is. So another update, nothing really big, but Aaron and I are just waiting for spring and for the ground to dry out a little bit. We've got so much yard work to do, it's not even funny. Just storm after storm. You have tree loads coming down of branches and stuff, and you even have some trees coming down that we need to take care of that are actually dangerous. Like, once again, our shed had a close call with almost hitting a tree falling. This tree, whole top over here, broke off, and in fact the entire tree right here is still hung up there with a Widowmaker all the way up there, and it's still hanging on right there. So we've got a few of those actually on the property where even some very tip tops of trees have snapped off, and then they got caught in their like upper branches. So when we do get a lift out here this summer and we finish painting the house and everything else, we got to go up there and do a lot of maintenance, or God forbid somebody's walking under there one day and that thing actually becomes a Widowmaker. All right, moving into inside of the house, we actually do have the Camaro back on the ground. The race tires are on right now. You guys will see a video about that if you guys are interested in seeing both the car and the house build. But again, I do block those, or change them so that they are in a different playlist, so house people can watch house build, car people can watch car people stuff. But not too many updates here on the inside. We do have some more lumber, that tongue and groove shiplap, if you will, that we're going to be staining the bedroom again down in the basement, or what Aaron and I are going to call the studio. And that's our next update down in here. We have got the studio pretty much already drywalled. Now, if someone's gonna ask, Scott, why are you drywalling if you guys are gonna be putting up the tongue and groove board? And that is just because this bedroom down in here, or the studio, is also gonna be soundproof, like the master bedroom that's sitting right up above us. So if we put our racing simulator in here one day, or outside of there, or whatever that we decide to do, we basically just want more protection from sound. So while we didn't technically need it on the ICF walls here, one day if we ever get tired of the tongue and groove, we can rip it down, and then we've got drywall ready to go. Especially when I'm gonna maybe get older one day, if we decide to change that. I do not wanna be doing drywall in one day. We can just worry about finishing the drywall, and it is already up and ready to go. But we are gonna put drywall on the ceiling this week. I just have to go get the drywall, as long as it doesn't rain and we get a drywall lift, and then we'll go ahead and completely wood and stain and do everything into this room. And one thing that we're gonna go ahead and do, we got this green compound. It is a soundproofing compound. So we're putting that in between layers of everything to kind of, once again, help deaden the sound. The only thing I have to think about is, do we want another layer of insulation up here? So for example, if I put a 4x8 sheet of drywall up in there, do I want to just take some of this insulation that we have, because insulation isn't too expensive and this room is not too big? Do I want to put the drywall up in there and then take like a 4-foot sheet of insulation and like slip it on top of there, and it will just sit on the drywall? So that way, if we're talking about not wanting to transmit sound from this room up into the master bedroom, or vice versa, we would have our tongue and groove on the ceiling. Then we would have our green compound soundproofing in between, which, by the way, finishing drywall later, that may make a little bit of a challenge if we put some sort of soundproofing caulking all over the drywall. That I'm just now thinking about that. But we would have the tongue and groove, the soundproofing. We would have the 5/8 drywall, possibly R19 insulation sitting on top, then an airspace, then R19 insulation up there, then 3/4 inch subfloor, then a soundproofing like tar membrane or quieting down membrane underneath of our stapled down hardwood floor. So that is a hell of a lot of layers to basically have no sound transmission go up through this ceiling and get up into the master bedroom. I think it will work, but let me know what you guys think about doing one more layer of insulation up in here. Not to mention, it dawned on me that we can still hear sound transmission from the vault up to the first floor. And that is because we only have the tongue and groove ceiling on the inside of the vault. As you can see, there's an absolute huge airspace until you get up to the insulation. So that's another spot that I could basically put a 4-foot strip on the bottom in there to kind of help soundproof that ceiling even more. And then of course upstairs, we still don't have the hardwood floor on or a soundproofing membrane. So once we get those on, that will obviously cut way down on it. But let me know what you guys think. Should we throw up more insulation on the ceiling there, at least into the vault where there's a lot of noise that goes on? And one more layer of insulation, at least here into the studio. So again, we're not transmitting up through the floor there. And that's about it, guys. That's all I have for you. One other update, I guess. I have completely started my ammo reloading down in here. My lead press has gone pretty much okay. Got about 500 rounds of 9mm finally done, more 300 blackout. I got a whole bunch of 5.56 ready to go. And it is so quiet and cozy down in here in the vault because you can close the door, and once we have our computer up and running and we're editing video and doing stuff down here, it gets to a nice crisp about 68 degrees in here, even though we've only got the thermostat set to about 65, and sometimes down over in here, for example, it can even drop down to like 63, 64, and that's just from the cold air coming down through the stairwell. But when it's 68 down in here and I'm playing a game or I'm editing video, etc., it is very comfortable here in the vault, and I just absolutely love it. I actually have been staying down here for hours on end because it's so much more cozy and comfortable than the RV. And that's all I got, guys. I know it's not a lot. I've been back to work pretty much full time now and working nights. I just, like a day like today, I think I woke up at like 1 or 2 o'clock to watch the F1 race because it's Sunday. And that's not getting in a lot of sleep when you're going to sleep at like 8 in the morning and you're getting up at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That's like you guys on day shift trying to wake up at like 2 in the morning and then start your day. You just don't really have the drive or motivation to do anything. But we're gonna keep working, keep getting our paychecks in, keep buying more stuff, and just keep doing little projects like that one at a time until, of course, the summertime is ready and we can bust out the paint sprayer and get the back siding on and everything and just finish this house. And then since we now have the back deck on, we are gonna be using those 4x8 sheets of 1/2 inch OSB that are sitting in there that I ended up buying for the gable end here that we just have extra and stuff. That will go down as our flooring, so we've got something to stand on so we can put the back windows and doors in. And then of course, as long as it doesn't stay out there for long, we're gonna bring it back inside, and we are gonna use that OSB where our cabinets are gonna go. I don't really trust the hangers and stuff for the ICF stripping to hold up all of our cabinets and silverware and all that stuff. So we are going to over screw the OSB to the ICF, and then all of our cabinets will basically be able to hang off of actually like a wood product where I think they'll hold a lot better than just the ICF stripping alone. And I think that is very common in ICF houses, that you do put up wood instead of just screwing directly to the ICF or putting up drywall and then putting your cabinets up. It'll be interesting to see how we'll end up doing the backsplash unless we like cut it out where the cabinets aren't and then put up drywall and do backsplashing, but that's something way later in the future, or if you guys got a suggestion that we'll be looking into. But again, that's all I got for you guys this weekend. I know it's not a lot of updates. Again, back to work full time, waiting on paychecks. Unfortunately, spending some time and money on the car trying to get it back together, but it is what it is. But let me know what you guys think again about the insulation and all that stuff, and I will get a video together starting on that studio, finish out trimming and getting the deck set up for the stairs and everything so we can get those back doors and windows in this spring, and we'll just go from there. So until then, hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.